So you're seeing this clip and you'll notice that there's no sound. Hello, I'm future Courtney, who was editing this video and realized that that whole clip had no sound at all whatsoever. So here we are, several weeks after I filmed that, trying to remember what I might have said during that clip. One of the things I probably said was, hello and welcome to this week's video. I'm Courtney and I'm a part-time artist with a full-time job. And if you've clicked on this, then you probably know we are in week 4 of The Artist's Way. So week 4 is recovering a sense of integrity. And this week I am going to reference the clip that now kind of no longer exists. So I don't really know for sure what I said, but one of the things I definitely talked about in the clip was that in the book, she mentions you may start to feel like reorganizing, getting rid of things, doing clean outs and things like that. So focusing on things that no longer serve you and getting rid of them and only keeping those things that do benefit you. So I go through a little bit of that this week. I do a reorganization of my art supplies, and it actually really has worked because I'm from the future. I can tell you that getting all the colored pencils out that I'm going to get out, that was a good idea. I'm using them way more. Some of the other things that the book talks about this week are a sense of self-expression and not holding back as much, which is definitely something I still need to work on. Then it also talks about morning pages, and you might be feeling a sense of overwhelm, which, yeah, that's still what we're feeling at this point. So that makes sense. And then she also talks about seeking out quiet, seeking out boundaries and things like that. And so this week I do go on a nice little hike for my artist date out in the woods, try to have a little quiet time. So that was really nice. But I'm gonna pop you back into current Courtney, past Courtney, whatever Courtney is in the video for the most part, except for when the sound doesn't work. And I will see you at the end of this video. Welcome back. It's a couple of days later. I have had a lot going on with work, but I have been doing my morning pages and I have my artist date planned for tomorrow afternoon. For now, I'm going to do a little bit of reorganizing. So, like I said in the earlier clip, week 4, the author talks about how you may feel like revamping things, refreshing things, cleaning things out, getting rid of old stuff. That's definitely a thing. So I have these little containers. I'm assuming they're supposed to be for like flour, sugar, coffee, that type of thing. They are just basic white ceramic containers, but they are taller than most of my pencil pen containers. It's like, see, I don't like how messy this looks. I would like things to be more tucked away. So I'm gonna do a little bit of reorganizing. That, and this is my current colored pencil cup. And this is not all of my colored pencils. This is kind of my cheapest, crappiest ones, but they're all kind of mixed together, and I would really like to have them separated into warm colors and cool colors. And I'd like to pull out my other colored pencils that are still in their like metal tins, so I can free up that storage space and then have all my pencils in one place. So I'm gonna do that in just a minute. But the other thing that I am avoiding right now is kind of the main assignment of week 4, which is to not read. So going on like a reading break, a reading reading restriction, something like that. Yeah, that's not possible. So she talks about how people say it's not possible if you're a student, you can't like not read for class, whatever. And she's like, oh, you probably have done that anyway before. Okay, but here's the thing. When this was written 25-ish years ago, I don't think 25 years ago would have been the year 2000. Okay, Y2K. Email was not as big of a part of everybody's life as it is now. Like, my entire job is on the computer. Like, all I do all day is either read or type things for other people to read, and then I have to read it as I'm typing it. Like, I don't think there's a part of my job, other than the Zoom meetings, that I could do without reading. So there's no physical way for me to not read, because that's my whole job. Like, that's most of our jobs, is reading emails all day. Like, no one told us when we were in college that the majority of our day would be spent reading emails, but that's where we're at. Not really sure how to deal with that. I think maybe this weekend I will try doing 2 days of a reading break. I don't know. The other issue is I do really enjoy reading books in the evening, like before bed. Like, that's what I use to like relax me and go to sleep. So, really struggling with this one. I get her point of like listening to music instead and like not consuming so much input, which in theory, yes, I do really like that plan. It's just not super feasible. So I'm gonna work on some of the other tasks and assignments for this week and think about how I can possibly incorporate not reading in, a fully computer-focused job. So, yeah, let's go do some reorganization, and I will catch back up with you a little bit later. All right, let's go do that. I'm gonna pull all of these out and put them in. Like, they look so pretty in here, but I never use them. I never get them out because they're in a drawer. So it makes more sense to pull them out, right? Right? It's not the worst decision I've ever made. Oh, okay. I can do this. I don't want to do this. All right. That looks nicer. We have markers, warm colors, cool colors. Then these are my most favorite fountain pens. Then I have all other pen pens. Then I also have this, which what if I just, all right, this is what we have settled on before the battery dies. We have markers of a wide variety over here. This is as it has always been. Things the cat will try to chew on, therefore I must hide them. Then I have assorted pens in here. Then we have pretty fountain pens that I use every day. And I've hidden a little bottle of ink back there, and then the other little bottle of ink is in there. so they stand up, and that's nice. Then this is backup and miscellaneous pencils slash pencil accoutrement. So that's hanging out. And then special pencils that are sentimental because they were my dad's. So they stay on my desk because they make me happy to see them. And then we have warm colored pencils, cool colored pencils, and the wood block that my dad made for drill bits that happens to fit my pens and pencils perfectly, and it's just my little daily reminder of dad that makes me happy. Therefore, it will stay on the desk always, even if it goes with nothing. So I did decide to throw the pastel pencils in here. I don't care. I can always take them out later. But that eliminated another containing vessel thing. And then I also have rulers hidden back here and little strips of watercolor paper to do tests on. So that's kind of hidden behind the printer and it doesn't bother me that much. So we're not, I don't think we actually saved any space, but it's more well organized and I'm okay with it for now. This bothers me a little bit. Like, I wanted it to fit inside of this container so badly and it does not. But maybe I could just stick that. You know what? We can stick that in the water bowl. There. Better. Okay. All right, we did some clean out. I'm gonna go decompress a little bit. Maybe play around in my sketchbook, because still not 100% on this, but maybe I'll just sit with it for a little while. It is Friday afternoon and it is sunny outside and lovely, so I'm gonna go on my artist date. And this week I'm gonna pack up some sketching supplies and go on a little hike in the woods and see if I find anything that I feel like drawing, or maybe I will just take some photos for inspiration or just spend a little bit of time in nature. So let's pack up and head out. All right, welcome to the get ready with me that we didn't know we were doing today. So yesterday I did my artist date-ish. I went for a short little hike in the woods. We have a lot of trails around town, so I picked one that was easy to get to. And yeah, even though it was 30 in the morning, bugs were still everywhere. So I did not put on any bug spray. So it was a much shorter artist date and walk than I had planned. So lesson learned, even though it's still pretty chilly in the morning, yeah, we have bugs and I got eaten alive. So any future walking type artist dates are going to have to involve bug spray. Not my favorite, but better than getting West Nile virus. But today we are getting ready to go to the farmer's market, and it's like the end of April, so it's like the last winter market. I don't know how populated it's going to be, and it's pretty windy. So we'll see. And then I have some other errands I need to run. I need to go to the greenhouse because the cats broke a plant pot. We're gonna do that, and then probably a couple of other things. But I'd really like to do a quick sketch at the farmer's market if I can. So I was thinking about it and like watching a couple other videos, and a lot of people talk about doing, you know, a drawing every day challenge or a 100-day challenge or something. And then people also talk about like how burnt out that makes them. And I kind of feel like it probably would make me burnt out if I did that. But at the same time, doing the artist's way is making me want to do that. So I don't know what the answer is, but I am also like kind of with the artist's way. I've changed some of my morning routine things. And now I have a dedicated like 90-minute deep work focus moment portion in my morning. So that deep focus part is where I always start with my morning pages. So that part of the routine I think is gonna stick around. But obviously morning pages don't take like the full 90 minutes. So I usually still have about 60 minutes that I can do other things. And so I've been doing some editing for YouTube, and then like twice I've maybe done a little bit of sketching. And I think I'd like to do more of that, but just like build more sketching time in my day, because it's not about like forcing myself to do art every day. It's giving myself the time and the permission and the space to have a sketching moment every day. So like today, going to the farmer's market, part of me feels bad because like my spouse is there and they want to do other things, but then at the same time, like that's the point of artist's way, is making time for yourself. So I'm hoping I can do like a quick sketch. And that's the other thing, I need to become more confident in my skill set so I can do quicker sketches, theoretically, I think. Now the question really is do I want to do anything with my hair? I was going to braid it, but it is going to be pretty freaking windy, so I think I'm just going to like leave it up in a ponytail and not do anything to it. It's kind of like a special ponytail, because like this is, I don't know what this is, but I think we're going to go with it because it's a farmer's market and it's not that important. So, all right, let's head out, go to the farmer's market, run some errands, hopefully do some sketching. You're gonna hold me to it. Okay, let's go. it for this week's video. In week 4, I didn't really do the tasks as much as I meant to. One of them was to plan an extended artist date, and I kind of have. I have an idea of what I'd like to do for that. I'd like to go rent a little cabin or a yurt somewhere and just seclude myself off in the woods and just do art things all weekend, no technology. That would be lovely. So I guess I can check that task off of, well, I planned it. It just said I had to plan it, so I planned it. I've done that much. But I did my morning pages. And overall, I am trying to carve out more time to create, finding little pieces here and there where I can. So that's going well-ish. Stay tuned. But the other, to me, exciting accomplishment was I finished my first book, my first notebook for morning pages, the first one I bought. So we're on to the second notebook, which is awesome. And I'm really glad that I've stuck with it consistently and done the 3 pages every day and filled up a whole notebook, because that's rare for me. Usually I get halfway through a notebook and never finish whatever I was doing. So that was an accomplishment for me, at least. But I hope you're having a great week wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. I don't know. They have a resonant sound to them. Ooh. How can we arrange this in a way that doesn't drive me insane? All right. It is, do I always start this with all right? Yes, probably. And see if anything strikes inspiration.